The Young and the Restless Recap Tuesday Update August for 2026. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel on this beautiful, slightly chaotic day. We have a massive amount of Genoa City updates to unpack today, so grab your coffee and settle in. The August 3rd developments are absolutely wild, and we need to break down every single detail right now. Okay, so I've been thinking about this, and honestly my brain is just a mess right now, because the August 3rd spoilers for The Young and the Restless are throwing so many curveballs at us at once. Here is what is bugging me, or I guess what is just completely taking over my thoughts late at night. Let us start with Victor and Nikki. They are apparently going on a romantic getaway to Venice, and then coming back to the ranch for a massive vow renewal ceremony. I mean, how many times have these two renewed their vows? It feels like every time they survive a crisis, which is like every other Tuesday in Genoa City, they have to throw a massive party to prove their love is stronger than ever. But okay, I get it. Victor just had that huge realization where he actually apologized to Nikki. He admitted he was wrong and said his love for her was stronger than his hatred for Jack Abbott. Which, by the way, is a massive statement coming from Victor Newman, so a vow renewal makes sense. It is going to be a standalone episode, which usually means high drama and lots of flashbacks. But wait, actually, the guest list is what is really catching my attention here. Claire Newman is going to be there, which is sweet since she is their only on-screen granddaughter right now, but Abby Newman is also showing up. And according to the spoiler photos, she is showing up without Devin. Okay, let me back up. Why would Devin miss a massive Newman family event? I know he is not Victor's biggest fan, but usually, you support your wife at these things. But then again, if we look at what has been happening lately, Abby and Devin's marriage is basically collapsing. Devin is just completely consumed by this unhinged, unforgiving rage toward Mariah over the whole Dominic kidnapping trauma. He is pressing charges, he is threatening her with prison, and Abby is just exhausted trying to play peacekeeper. So maybe Devin skipping the vow renewal is the final nail in the coffin for their marriage, or maybe not, I do not know. But I noticed that Daniel Romalotti Jr. has been lingering around Abby a lot lately. If Devin is pushing Abby away with his anger, she is absolutely going to fall right into Daniel's orbit. It probably does not matter, but I noticed the physical distance between Abby and Devin in recent scenes, and it just screams divorce to me. Anyway, the point is, wait, what was the point? Oh right, the vow renewal. So everyone is gathering for this beautiful romantic moment, and then there is Nick. Nick Newman, the golden boy, who just voluntarily checked himself into a rehab facility because he is severely addicted to fentanyl and cocaine after that whole Vegas nightmare with Matt Clark. And what does Nick do? He leaves rehab against medical advice just in time for his parents' wedding. I mean, what is he thinking? Actually no. First I should mention that Nick has this massive hero complex. He always puts the family optics and his perceived duties above his own literal survival. He probably thinks he needs to be there to support his mom, especially since Nikki was having full-blown panic attacks about him being in rehab. But leaving rehab when you are heavily addicted to opioids, that is a disaster waiting to happen. And we know it is a disaster because the spoilers say Nick is going to hit rock bottom, like absolute rock bottom. There is this scene described from Monday's episode that is just haunting me. Nick is at Crimson Lights, and he has this terrifying, visceral nightmare. He imagines he is sitting at a table, grabbing sugar packets. But instead of sugar, the packets are filled with fentanyl, and he just starts tearing them open and swallowing all of it. It is weird. Like, really weird. The whole thing is just weird and incredibly dark for this show. But if you analyze it, it makes perfect sense. Crimson Lights is his safe space, right? It is Sharon's place. It is where he goes for comfort, and sugar is harmless, it is sweet, it is normal. His brain is taking the most normal, comforting environment and twisting it into this horrific manifestation of his addiction. He cannot escape it. Even in his safe spaces, the drugs are calling to him. I was staying up so late thinking about the psychology of this scene. The fact that he is just swallowing the packets whole in the nightmare shows this absolute loss of control. He is desperate. So Nick is spiraling, and who steps up to help him? Adam and Victoria. Okay, I know I just said the opposite about these two a while ago, but hear me out. Adam and Victoria teaming up is huge. They literally despise each other. They spend 90% of their time trying to destroy each other in corporate boardrooms, stabbing each other in the back, and fighting for Victor's approval. But when it comes to Nick, the dynamic completely shifts. They realize that their brother is drowning. I think it was episode 12 or 13. Somewhere around there a few years ago where they had a similar moment of sibling solidarity, but this feels different. Adam knows exactly what it is like to be in the dark. He has his whole spider persona. He knows the Vegas underworld, and he knows how Matt Clark operates. Victoria, on the other hand, is usually the cold, calculated one, but she loves Nick fiercely. Seeing the two black sheep of the family having to pull the golden boy out of the mud is just brilliant writing. I am second-guessing how they are going to do it, though. Are they going to kidnap him and force him to detox? Adam would totally suggest that, and Victoria might actually agree at this point. Speaking of Adam, he is somehow everywhere right now. Because while he is trying to save Nick, he is also causing massive drama for Billy Abbott. The spoilers say Billy comes home and finds Adam talking to his fiancée, Sally Spectra. Okay, wait, let me process this. Billy is already a paranoid, bitter mess. He has been spiraling ever since the whole miscarriage tragedy with Sally, which, by the way, he feels guilty about, but also defensive about because he and Jill were constantly doubting Sally. So Billy walks into his home, his sanctuary, and sees his absolute worst nightmare, Adam Newman, the father of Sally's late baby Ava, the man Sally used to love passionately. Just standing there, making a deal with her. The spoiler says Adam is trying to arrange a deal with Sally, but wait, didn't they already make a deal? I remember Adam approaching Sally at Society and offering to buy Newman Media himself so Victor would not crush her company. He even used the phrase sunset pink, which was Ava's nursery color, to manipulate her emotions or maybe to show genuine devotion. I am not sure. So what is this new deal? Is he modifying the terms? Or is Billy just walking in on the tail end of that exact conversation? Either way, Billy is going to explode. He hates Adam. He has always hated Adam. And Billy is so insecure about his relationship with Sally right now because she has been pulling away and keeping secrets. Seeing Adam in her living room is going to trigger every single one of Billy's inferiority complexes. I can already see Billy throwing a massive tantrum, playing the victim, and accusing Sally of betraying him. And then, out of nowhere, Audra Charles gives Billy some advice. Audra, really? I mean, not exactly the person I would go to for relationship counseling, but kind of. Audra has actually become really close with Sally lately. They bonded over their shared trauma of losing a child. Audra confessed she had a miscarriage years ago with Noah Newman. So Audra actually understands Sally on a level that Billy completely fails to grasp. If Audra is giving Billy advice, she is probably telling him to back off, stop suffocating Sally, and stop making everything about his own ego. But will Billy listen? Absolutely not. Billy never listens to anyone. He is just going to take Audra's advice as an attack and double down on his own toxic behavior. It is like watching a car crash in slow motion. Oh, and speaking of Noah Newman, he and Sienna UnMask are apparently leaving Genoa City and moving back to Los Angeles, just like that. I guess the whole Matt Clark situation just became too much for them. Noah was absolutely terrified that Sienna was falling for Matt's manipulations, and Sienna was getting super defensive, shouting that nobody controls her. I guess the only way to save their relationship if they are even still together, the spoilers just say they return to LA, is to get as far away from Matt Clark as physically possible. I kind of hate to see them go because that storyline was just getting good, but it makes sense logically. But with Noah leaving, that leaves a massive vacuum at the Shadow Room. Noah just opened that replica club, and now he is abandoning it. So who steps up to manage it? Danny Romalotti. Yes, you heard me right. Danny Romalotti, the former rock star, is taking over management of a Vegas-style nightclub in Genoa City. Christine is apparently completely surprised by this sudden career change, and honestly, so am I. What is Danny doing running a club? I mean, I guess he knows the entertainment industry, he knows music, he knows how to draw a crowd. But managing the day-to-day operations of a nightclub, dealing with liquor licenses and bouncers, that seems so out of character for him, but maybe he just needs a distraction. He has been spending a lot of time supporting Christine after she was framed by Phyllis and arrested with that whole AI evidence scandal. Maybe Danny just wants a project to focus on that does not involve legal battles or his crazy ex-wife Phyllis. Or maybe he is going to turn the Shadow Room into a live music venue and start performing again. I do not know. I am probably going down a rabbit hole here, but it is just such a random pivot for his character. Wait, I almost forgot the most terrifying part of the spoilers. Mariah Copeland meets Matt Clark. Let that sink in. Mariah Copeland, who is currently in an incredibly fragile mental state, who is facing prison time because Devin is relentlessly pressing charges against her for kidnapping Dominic, is going to cross paths with Matt Clark. Matt is a master manipulator. He is a sociopath. He preys on vulnerable people. He tried to get into Sienna's head. He completely destroyed Nick's sobriety. And now he is going to meet Mariah. This is a disaster. Mariah is desperate for someone to understand her pain, to validate her trauma, and Matt is exactly the kind of person who will pretend to be her ally just to use her against the Newman family. Think about it. Victor is currently hunting Matt down because Phyllis took off Matt's ankle monitor. Matt needs leverage. He needs a human shield. If he can get his hooks into Mariah, he can use her against Sharon, against Nick, and by extension, against Victor. Mariah is so vulnerable right now. Tessa is visiting her, but Tessa is also secretly dealing with her own confusing feelings for Daniel Romalotti Jr., so Mariah is isolated. She is scared. And here comes Matt Clark, probably offering her a shoulder to cry on, or some twisted way out of her legal troubles with Devin. I am genuinely terrified for Mariah. If Matt gets into her head, she might do something completely irreversible. It is just so much to process. My brain is jumping between Nick swallowing fentanyl sugar packets, Adam and Victoria actually being decent siblings, Billy throwing a fit over Adam, and Danny suddenly becoming a nightclub manager. The pacing of these storylines is just insane right now. I feel like I need to rewatch the last 3 episodes just to make sure I did not miss any subtle clues about all of this. Like, did Victor specifically plan the vow renewal to distract everyone from his revenge plot against Matt and Phyllis? Probably. Victor never does anything just for romance. There is always a strategic corporate or family maneuver behind it. And what is Sally actually going to do about Adam's deal? She wants to be independent, but she is also carrying so much grief, and Adam is offering her a lifeline, while Billy is just offering her stress. Anyway, I could keep rambling about this all night, but I should probably try to organize my thoughts before the next episode airs. The whole thing is just a massive web of trauma and manipulation right now, and I am here for it, even if it is making me overthink every single line of dialogue. Let me know what you guys think, because I am definitely second-guessing half of my own theories right now.